Hey, what's up y'all, Q here. I haven't exactly gotten around to a lot of games this year, however I'd still would love to go through each of them and rank them all worst to best. Just a disclaimer, I really did thoroughly enjoy every game fully on this list. There are just some games I enjoyed more than others, but by no means I consider any of these games bad. Also, games like Twilight Princess, Eternal Darkness, and Super Mario Wonder will not be on this list since I haven't fully beaten them at the time of this recording. With all that being said, let's get to it! Number 8. Jenny LeClue. I bet you were as shocked as narrator was to see this game make it to my list. Jenny LeClue is a narrative-driven story game with a twist. The twist being that you, the player, play as Jenny LeClue, a cynical young detective searching for the clues riddled within her hometown and must prove her mother's innocence from a murder she was framed for. Unlike most narrative-driven games, nobody knows what will happen, not even the narrator who is writing the story. With its tongue-in-cheek humor and colorful cast of characters, this game provided some laughs.
You must be rewarded generously for all your hard work. Now don't spend it all in one place.
Oh my god, I would have lost it! But the writing can't save the game from the lack of direction and confusing puzzle segments. Very short and straight to the point, but unfortunately not as enticing as I would have hoped. It's a great game that is worth playing if you can catch it on sale, but I can't see it being much more than that, personally speaking. Number 7. Stray. Stray offers an immersive dive into a dystopian post-apocalyptic world, told through the eyes of a cat. While this game brings a unique spin to stealth-based platforming gameplay, it's unfortunately restricted by lack of replayability and short game time. It's a shame because it's not often you get to play as a cat, and there's so much more this game could offer if they would just let you explore the world, instead of having the objectives chase you from one level to another. In the end, this game is worth playing only once, but not much more than that. Number 6. Sonic Frontiers. Though a good game in its own right, it has a few problems, which is why it's this low on the list. Crazy, I know. I don't want to go too deep into this game specifically because I do plan to make a full video of this game in the near future. But without saying too much, the move is as smooth as it's ever been. The worlds themselves, though a little bland, are very open and expansive, which is why it's great for running around. The main boss fights are great, the music is absolutely phenomenal and probably the best it's ever been. But the overworld mini bosses, especially Squid, are very lackluster and the cyber worlds are very hit or miss. It's definitely a very fun game overall, but I just don't see much replay value on it personally. If you do, that's great, but I don't know, this game just did not hit it for me on that second half. Number 5. Life is Strange Before the Storm. The story of this game takes place before the events of Life is Strange 1 and follows Chloe as she befriends Rachel, who was missing in the very beginning of the first game. Though the story is only 3 episodes long instead of 5, it's still just as powerful as the sequel game, and if you played one before this one, each strong moment will hit you pretty hard. For a game to explore more of Arcadia Bay, show more lore in Chloe, and introduce Rachel in a very natural way, as if she's been in the series for the whole time, it seriously makes up for the shorter episode count, and is definitely worth the playthrough, but I could say it's not a game for everyone due to its heavier story topics. Number 4. Life is Strange 2. While more an anthology than sequel, Life is Strange 2 follows the story of the Diaz brothers, Sean and Daniel, who are on the run to Porto Lobos after an altercation with their neighbor, which results in the death of their father Esteban Diaz and a police officer. You take control of Sean as you guide and protect Daniel while he continues to grow with his powers. Every choice you make affects both your bond with Daniel and his overall morality, so just like the game's prior, you must think every choice very carefully. I won't go into detail much, but this game weaves a very grounded yet serious story from beginning to end, and each tough moment really immerses the player into the world as if they are right there alongside Daniel and Sean. These moments may not be for the faint of heart and can be outright uncomfortable at times, so I must warn you all before deciding to play the game. Besides all that, I definitely recommend this game if you're into the storytelling genre. Number 3. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Yes, my very first Fire Emblem game I've ever beat, and I can say without a doubt, it was absolutely phenomenal all the way through. From learning how the combat triangle fully works and figuring out the gimmick of each map, to learning the story of how Ike and the Grail mercenaries became the heroes who saved Crimea from the wrath of Dayan. Every decision you make on who to put on your party, who to level up, and who to battle is very important, so much so it can decide life or death of a party member permanently. This is still a Fire Emblem game after all, and it wouldn't be a classic one without permadeath. I don't want to say too much on this story because I do plan on doing a full video breakdown on this game. However, if you haven't played a Fire Emblem game and are curious, definitely give this one a go. You will not be disappointed. The only sad part though is trying to grab the game because the current price tag of this title is, well...
What? It's just an ordinary crabby... Oh my goodness!
Number 2. Spider-Man 2. This is a game when I think of the term perfect sequel. The game continues 10 months later after the events from Miles Morales, and we see that both Peter and Miles are now fully taking the mantle as Spider-Man. The movement has been significantly improved over its predecessors, the combat is still fluid as ever with even more moves in both Peter and Miles' arsenal, and the story is just as engaging as ever. I don't want to go too deep into the plot for this game, but I'll just say this is by far the best interpretation of Harry. Seriously, I absolutely love every second he's on screen. He's really just a very grounded, humble character that you just want to vibe with. If you're a fan of the games prior to this one and are very curious on this title, it's 100% worth the buy, and honestly, it's a damn shame this game got nominated for 7 categories and won 0 at the Game Awards this year. Are you serious? Number 1, Pikmin 4. Honestly, this shouldn't be much of a surprise to anyone who's seen my streams or my YouTube shorts. For a 4th game in this franchise, I can say not only I consider this game a masterpiece, I could even go as far as to say this might possibly be the best game in the series. I haven't exactly decided yet, but it's that good. The combat is still as smooth as it was in Pikmin 3, the collecting items is still a lot of fun, and the newly added dungeons in this game absolutely blew me away on how phenomenal they are. I won't go too deep into the plot or any surprises for this game because I'm planning to fully cover this game in a future video, but if you are a Pikmin veteran or someone looking into trying the series out, this game is definitely worth grabbing if you haven't already. I seriously adore this series, and I can say wholeheartedly, the 10-year wait for this game was more than rewarding. Honestly, I won't lie, I didn't get to do nearly as much gaming as I would have liked to have done last year, but I also can't say that I didn't have fun with what I ended up playing, and I seriously can't wait for all the fun that 2024 has lined up. But hey, if you haven't already and really enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below some of your favorite games from 2023. I'd love to hear it all. Until then, y'all know the vibes. I'll see y'all real soon. Q signing out.